This commentary was originally scheduled to run 3 months ago, but Tim Jones did not get around to it. He was extremely busy attending to more pressing matters, by which we mean trying to break his record score in Angry Birds. View from the Bleachers apologizes for this scheduling delay. Tim is, well, how shall we put it, not very organized. Uh-oh. Is the camera on? Oh, hey there. Sorry I'm late. Welcome back to The View from the Bleachers, and I'm your host, Tim Jones. And I'm here to bring you a very special announcement. Do you sometimes wake up some mornings feeling overwhelmed by all the things that you need to do? Do you sometimes wish you could just stay in bed for another hour? Another 6 hours? The month of February? Wish you could just avoid all the items on your never-ending to-do list? Well, then I'm here to tell you, what are you waiting for? There's never been a better time than right now, right this second, to start procrastinating. I'll have more to say about this after this brief commercial message from our sponsor. Hi friend, this is Tim Jones, professional procrastinator and the author of the book, Why Do Today What You Can Put Off Till Forever, a future bestseller if I ever get around to finishing it. That's right, friend. Now you too can discover my proven techniques to put off completing even the most urgent, unpleasant project. Tired of your spouse nagging you to do your share of the household chores? I know I am. The secret is to just keep stalling on getting around to her annoying honey-do list. Before too long, I guarantee you that your spouse will stop nagging you once and for all. Of course, her divorce attorney may pick up where she left off. I'm just kidding. Nike commercials may urge you to just do it, but I say just don't. Think about it. How do you feel when you think about studying for your chemistry final or working on that dreaded quarterly forecast presentation for the vice president at work? Pretty stressed out, right? Who wouldn't be? That's why you need to read my second book that I haven't quite gotten around to finishing, called No Problem is Too Big to Run Away From. Oh, sure, you might piss off a few people here and there, like, well, your professor, your employer, your friends, maybe the IRS. But there is no responsibility or crisis so big that you can't hide from it, assuming you're willing to change your identity and relocate to Wyoming. By the way, I just checked, and I'm pleased to report that the name Wilbur J. Jablonski is still available. But for most of us, it's not the big things that we tend to put off. It's the little things, like cleaning out the garage, or putting away the Christmas decorations, or taking the car in for repairs just because the engine catches on fire anytime you make a left turn signal. Little things. Let me share with you some of my own time-tested strategies that you can start using today to put off your responsibilities until tomorrow. Tip number 1, ask yourself, what will happen if I don't do it now? In most cases, it will still be there tomorrow, so what if you don't mow the lawn this weekend? Who's going to complain if you blow off changing the water in the aquarium for another couple weeks? And what's the big deal if you fail to inspect that cargo ship entering into Miami loaded with 4 million kilos of cocaine from a Colombian drug cartel? You know, I've found that in most cases, the downside is minimal. And the upside is lots more time to get caught up on season 3 of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Am I right? Huh? Yeah. So, that takes me to tip number 2. Blame someone else. If someone is giving you heat for failing to meet a deadline, remember, it's not necessary to complete that project on time, just so long as you can credibly point the blame elsewhere, preferably at someone who's not available to defend themselves. That's why I always like to blame a recently fired employee or an unstable ex-girlfriend who just happened to move back to Denmark. Be careful not to blame your failure to file your tax return on terrorists, unless, of course, you can make up a plausible story that you were kidnapped by Somali pirates when you were vacationing off the coast of Africa while busily working on your tax return. But be careful. Don't tell the IRS auditor that the pirate leader's name was Captain Morgan or Blackbeard. He might start to get suspicious. Tip number 3, have a compelling excuse. Don't fret about upholding your commitments to your employer or your spouse or your kids. Focus instead on coming up with a believable excuse for why you have utterly failed to lift a finger. A technique I've used with great success is to make up an ominous sounding affliction like cranial systemic melanopsis. Now, technically, melanopsis is just a genus of freshwater snail, but I doubt they'd figure that out. I know a guy who got out of doing dishes for 10 years by telling his wife that he was allergic to dish detergent and sponges and dish towels and the kitchen. For years, another friend of mine got out of having to help his wife move furniture simply by reminding her about his weak back that was caused by shrapnel in a wound in his butt from the time that he got hit by enemy fire in Vietnam while he was trying to save the life of a big black soldier he had to carry on his back, running frantically through the underbrush, until he unwittingly agreed to watch Forrest Gump with his wife. That was an unfortunate mistake. Tip number 4, go ahead and do it, but do it really badly. If you're running out of excuses trying to avoid your responsibilities, you may have no other choice but to suck it up and help out. In that case, be sure to really suck at it. It worked like a charm when recently my neighbor, he came to ask me to help him build his backyard fence. You see, the previous fall, he had built a 700 square foot backyard deck for my house while I was away on vacation in Cabo. So I felt somewhat obligated to reciprocate. But I made sure to accidentally saw the first section of the fence post 2 feet too short and then attach them upside down. Well, he stopped me and sent me packing before we got 10% of the way through the job. Mission accomplished. So what are you waiting for? There's no time like the present to put things off till the future. You know, my wife just reminded me that I was way past due in cleaning out the gutters, like she first asked me to do 3 months ago. And I would gladly get right on it, of course. But it's cold and wet out, and it seems like my old hip injury from my time building huts in Bolivia in the Peace Corps before she met me is starting to act up again. You know, it does that sometimes on cold winter days and warm summer ones. That's the view from the bleachers. Perhaps I'm off base. I'm Tim Jones, and remember, if you like this video or simply feel sorry for me, please click on the subscribe button below. Do it now. This is no time to procrastinate. And share this video with your friends or anyone you'd like to annoy. For more of my humor, check out my website viewfromthebleachers.net. Thanks for joining me. Now, go take a nap. You look a little tired.